Welcome to the November 9th regular meeting of the Planning and Zoning Board. Greg Strange, the chair, is absent, so I will be the interim chair today. The meeting is being recorded live on ECAT. And with that, we'll begin. Our first item is continued site plan review, 50 Spooner Street, special permit, 2195 Easton Early Elementary School.
And I think, let's see, we have Eric Williamson. I just promoted Eric to panelist. Eric, who do you have with you this evening? If you would unmute yourself, please. I believe PJ Kelly is with you as well. Is that?
I'm not sure who else would be joining.
Okay. So Eric, I'll just give a quick rundown and then you can chime in. The board was waiting for two things. They were waiting for, we were waiting for some additional information on the landscaping plan and also for final review of the stormwater management design. Stephanie Kaiser from Woodard and Curran did call me today, this afternoon. They had published their letter. They'd received responses back from Eric, and they had some concerns over the credit they were taking for total suspended solid removals, where drainage was flowing to a wetland system. So Eric, I know Stephanie got in touch with you today, and if you want to just take it from there.
Well, I didn't actually talk with her. I did respond to an email half hour, 45 minutes ago when I saw it. And I was just outlining how we got the numbers that we used for our TSS removal. And we're just using PCS SWMM, which is the sizing software by the manufacturer, and you input the areas, the rainfall amounts, and it calculates out a suspended solid removal percentage based upon various size units that you put in. And we just went through that list and picked the unit that would give us, our 90% TSS removal that we needed, and sized it based upon that software. I haven't gotten a response back from her when I, went outlined how we sized it yet, so I don't know what her thoughts are on it about sizing it that way. But we've done this for other municipalities, sized it all the same way. It's nothing out of the ordinary, I think. So I don't know.
Okay. Let me just, let's see. I did see an email here from Stephanie. I don't know if it was in response to your.
I just lost it. Are you kidding?
No, I think it was before. So at 5:06, your response came back at 6:09. So I'm guessing that was not her email was, yeah. I don't have anything after you sent your email to her.
I lost my picture.
So, we need to get that resolved.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna, argue about what the TSS removal rate is or how it's come up with. I mean, this is a project for the town, so,
Yep.
However you want to size the TSS calcs.
Unbelievable.
I'm sorry, Suzanne. I think you're talking to yourself and we can hear you.
No, I lost you. I'm gonna leave
Okay.
and come back.
All right, well, you need to mute yourself, please.
Yeah, so I think we just have to, see what the peer review, where they think the difference in calculations, is, so that we can understand that a little better. So, just sounds like you've been working on it. You were working on it at the end of today, so it is sort of quick to expect to have a, resolution right now.
So you can either do some calculations to try to pick a model based upon what parameters you put in, or you can just say, you know, this unit gives you 50%, that unit gives you 60%, and you know, make an assumption for what its removal rate is. Either way, we just got to get some feedback, and it just comment came in really late, so.
Yeah, so my suggestion is that you and Stephanie get in touch together tomorrow. I mean, we don't need to kind of keep going back and forth and responding
Right.
to emails if possible, if we can just expedite it. I know that's what you want to do, and it's certainly what we want to do on our end. And then I think, did we get anything more on the landscaping?
So some of those last comments that I think we sent out on Friday wanted some changes to the landscaping cross section for the rain garden. I think that was addressed. Dan Coley uploaded it or emailed it to somebody. I think I was CC'd on that. Can't quite find it.
Stephanie, the plans are in the binder.
Okay, I did not have a chance to look at those today. Again, you may have heard me explaining to the board that half my day was spent doing work and half was spent tending to my husband in the hospital. So I apologize for that.
So where's the, can we look at the plan, or is it just it's not?
I'm still trying to multitask here and open up the binder.
Okay.
So that.
Or it might have been uploaded to Permadize. I mean, is that somewhere I can look?
Probably.
Hold on, I think I have the binder open. I do. Let me share my screen. And Suzanne, do you know where in?
Right in the beginning. 50 spooners at the top, so you'll see.
There we go, okay.
And there's another page too.
So I think this is just showing the plantings, which we saw previously.
Yeah, they made revisions to the rain garden detail, but those must be the specifications. Yep. So it must
Okay, so here's the soil preparation for the rain gardens. I think this is what, Rob, I think, were you the one that asked about this specifically, or Amos?
I actually think it was
Good
correct.
question. It was, okay, it was a good question. Yeah. I mean, just glancing over it, it looks like it has the level of detail that we would want to see. I mean, what I'd like to do is just have a chance to look over it, Peter.
Oh yeah, sure.
As we're going to need to continue anyway.
No, you're right. Yeah, sometimes a rain garden sounds good on paper, then it turns into looks like a stone island with a plant in the middle, right? So you can do a little. You want to set a good example here, with a rather different stormwater management practice. So have a good base to follow through and make a nice product.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're getting there. So that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was absent at the last meeting, but I watched most of it, and I like the plan with the ball field. That's a nice.
Here we go. There it is.
I like how you laid out the ball field. Did you address that neighbor's concerns that you mentioned? The neighbor along, I think it was Columbus Ave.
Yeah, they were at one point worried about flow coming down in their driveway.
Okay.
And we sloped everything away from that curb line toward a catch basin, somewhat opposite their driveway, and they should get as much water as they got before.
Yes, right. Yeah. I mean, is there curbing on that side, anyways? Or
there's curbing for that driveway, yes.
Yes.
So
Okay.
it flows away from their property line, their driveway, which is like a drive under, so it drops down. We pulled it all away. So
yeah, and,
one side.
yes. You probably reviewed this because I know you went over a lot of traffic patterns, but I guess say like in the morning, what percentage of vehicles would you expect to go down the different roads, that access the site?
Yeah, I wasn't involved in the traffic study exactly, so I don't know what they're looking for or expecting for queues and flow of traffic.
Okay, yeah. I know I think the meeting kind of jumped around from, this intersection to that intersection, but I didn't just really get a clear picture of where, the numbers as far as which roads are the main access roads, before and after school. But,
Yeah, I don't know. I know where the bus drop off is and the parent drop off is for the new school, but I don't know the breakdown of the numbers.
Okay. Board members, do you have any questions?
I have no questions.
None here.
Deb, any questions?
I'm good, Peter. So we were basically trying to readdress some of the questions that came up that were, we think, Greg's comments.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yeah, that's what I kind of gathered from watching the meeting. So, well, Stephanie, is this a kind of a rush to close this out, or would it be better to continue to await the information that we need to go through?
Stephanie, your microphone stopped working again. The battery died.
Give her a minute to see if she can fix that technical difficulty.
So, Peter, alternatively, if we didn't continue, we'd be voting on what portion?
As far as, well, it's a site plan review, so we would approve the site plan, or disapprove.
So essentially everything in the 41 pages that we have here.
That would be my understanding. Does anyone have any other, feel differently about that, or did you think there were different components that we would approve?
My understanding was it would be a site plan, but it's not the 41 pages in this. This is for the whole planning and zoning meeting, not their package. I think their whole package was, it's obviously uploaded on Permitize and the many drawings we went through 2 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago now.
Yes, let's see. So, I mean, yeah, what we usually do is we, would approve the entire site plan in one vote. And if we have any conditions that we wanted to, consider, we could add those. But really, if we were to approve it right now, we just have to, make it contingent on the stormwater.
If Stephanie's trying to call in right now, do we have to promote her? I don't know how to do that.
I don't even know if any of us actually even have.
Can we change her from attendee to?
Suzanne, do you have?
I don't have access to that right here. Let's see. I haven't done that. 1 second. And I can't get this to move. I wonder if we should start again.
Yeah, I don't think I'm a host. I think I'm just a panelist like everyone else.
Yeah, I'm not a host either.
Eric, were you planning to have this continued? I thought Stephanie may have said that, but I wasn't positive.
She did mention something about continuing. Again, I thought there would be more people from the project team here, including, the architect.
Well, in that case, let's continue it. I mean, I don't think we're holding up the construction schedule or anything by continuing one more meeting, are we? Oh, Stephanie's back. You can see her.
Well, I'll make a motion to continue to our next meeting, which is in 2 weeks.
November 23rd.
Great. Is there a second?
Second.
I don't see any, oh, wait, hold on, we do have a,
Oh, that's Sarah Oaks Perkins East.
we have.
Sarah just needs to unmute her line.
Yes, Sarah, would you like to speak? If so, please.
Oh, I apologize. I didn't mean to, I actually didn't mean to click something. I just wanted to just
okay.
remind everybody that we are, we're going, this project is set to submit to 100% MSBA the second week in December. So I just wanted to remind everyone of the project schedule.
All right.
So continuing
Go out
to
to bid.
the,
I'm not sure if Chad or Walter from the OPM are on the line.
so this would be potentially continued until November 23rd.
I see Chad's on the line with his hand raised, but I don't have the authority to give him permission to talk. Suzanne, can you do that?
I'm stuck. My screen's not moving unless I left the meeting and tried something. Maybe I should.
Dan Colley also has his hand raised.
I just wonder if we should start again. What do you think, Peter?
Yeah, sure. All right, everyone.
I think I'm back in now.
Chad's on.
Oh,
Okay.
we got it.
Yep.
Go ahead, Chad.
Hi, good evening. Thank you. So the November 23rd, I don't think is an issue from our standpoint to continue. So let's resolve the stormwater questions that are out there, and 2 weeks from now shouldn't be a problem. We just had a submission go into the state on Friday, so they're reviewing that out for 3 weeks. So as long as we have an answer by the time we get a response back from them 3 weeks or so from now, we should be fine. Thank you all very much for your time.
So who was that?
I am the owner's project manager with PMA Consultants,
Okay, and your name is?
Chad Crittenden.
Okay.
So Stephanie's trying to.
Is her number the 774-826-7598?
That's probably Stephanie. She's talking.
Yes, that's probably Stephanie. I don't know. I can't move my screen.
Well, who else do we have here? Mr. Colley, would you like to speak at all?
Well, sure. I know that Chad just mentioned that we could probably wait, and my inclination would have been not to, because I don't know how serious these things are and if these can be resolved pretty quickly between Eric and Stephanie and Suzanne. But if we want to, I imagine that we could.
Yeah, I mean, they should be cleared up with a few days, not in 2 weeks. They're not.
They're not going to be big. They're not really. They're just a matter of how you calculate something and then us changing the drawings. So.
Yeah, and I mean, even on a smaller project, we might approve it contingent on that being cleared up. But being kind of such a big project, run by the town, I think if we're not pressed for time yet, then we could still. I mean, we can hold. If we had to hold an emergency meeting to keep you on schedule, I'm sure we could figure something out, but that's not really an issue because we have the 23rd anyways. So. Are there any other members of the public or project proponents who would like to speak? Please unmute yourself and speak. All right, well, on that vote, there was a motion to continue to November 23rd. It was seconded. So we'll take a vote. All in favor of continuing to November 23rd?
That's an aye.
DeShane, aye.
Anderson, aye.
Sarah guy.
Okay, motion passes. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Wilhelmsen, for running the show there, and we'll get this all squared away and finish it up in a couple of weeks. Okay.
Sounds good.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes. So with that, should we all just log out of the meeting and try to restart and see if Stephanie can join?
I think so, and I'll tell her.
Is that no?
I think that's what we should do.
So there, can you
Wait,
call Stephanie?
Stephanie, can you hear us?
I'll call Stephanie.
So maybe give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you think we should Okay, all right. So we should restart.
Okay, let's
We
leave.
don't know.
She should go first. Let's leave.
Okay,
All
we
right.
will leave. Okay.
Members of the public, we'll be right back. So please log back in about 3 minutes.
Hello?
Hey, Chris.
Hey. Stephanie,
Still no Stephanie, huh?
you like totally shut off your headset that you had? Or use your like original computer?
Or you might have to disconnect on
Like
Bluetooth.
a set of like headphones that you'd use for like your music?
This is it. This is the world we're in now.
How's
How's baby?
your iPhone headphones, it would work.
How is baby dome, babyhood doing?
Good.
Still losing sleep
5
or
months
no?
old. Yeah, we're getting quite a bit of sleep. Can't complain.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
How old is she?
She'll be 5 months old on Thursday. Yeah.
Oh, wow. And you're
Fast.
sleeping. That's impressive.
Yeah, she's napping right now, but then she'll go to bed at like 9-ish.
Are you working from home a lot too, or?
Just on Fridays right now. The rest
Okay.
of them in the office. So
I guess you're getting a little extra time then at
Yeah.
least.
Okay, I'm saying goodbye on the phone. Where's Peter?
You there yet? Nope.
So is the problem she doesn't have an internal microphone on her computer?
It's not working. She has one. Good at lip reading.
That makes one of us. And we also don't have Peter.
He probably just has to be promoted. Yeah, he's here.
Okay.
Stephanie, you don't just have hardwired headphones you can try and plug in, right?
Like from your iPhone.
All right. Yeah, why is she calling? Stephanie
Or
is
could
calling.
you make Peter?
Oh yeah, that's true. Can you try doing it through your iPhone?
She's saying it's not working.
Oh.
Well, she needs to let everyone in.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I wonder if she can give like you, Peter, permission to let everyone else in.
Yeah, can't she promote Peter to host?
Panelists. Attendees.
Right, that's what.
Happy Joe. At least I can see the. Maybe I'll try inviting Stephanie. Okay. Sorry, everyone. We're just trying to get Stephanie back on the meeting here so we can resume.
Just gonna try and call him.
Yeah, Town of Easton is the only host, so.
Stephanie, can you make Peter the host?
That would be good. Well, anyways, let's wait. Shall we continue these two public hearings? And we can move on to Goodspeed Estates.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
All right.
Both of those, I must have missed that. Sawmill Village is not going forward?
Yeah,
tonight?
correct. I asked Stephanie
Okay,
before the meeting, and she said that it was being continued.
got it.
Good question. All right, well, if anyone would like to make a motion to continue 58 Mill Street.
Motion to continue 58 Mill Street, 5 Owl Ridge Road to our next meeting on November 23rd.
Second.
All in favor? DeShane, aye.
Stetson, aye.
Anderson, aye.
Sarek, aye.
Okay. Stephanie, it's okay. We can continue Sawmill Village, right? Okay. Is there a motion?
And are we just looking to the next hearing at this point?
Yes. That way we'll keep our options open.
Okay. Motion to continue 560 Foundry Street to the November 23rd meeting.
Second,
All in favor? DeShane, aye.
Stetson, aye.
Anderson, I.
Starrick, aye.
Stephanie, you might want to promote your phone number so we can hear you talking.
See if this works. Pass to unmute.
Which is, I forget what number when you dial in, like *6 or something.
Or 9.
Okay, well, Stephanie continues working on that. We can move on to Goodspeed Estates Architectural Review, lot number 7. Is there a representative here for Goodspeed Estates?
Patrick and Melissa Kelly have their hand up. Okay, there you go.
Hey everyone, this is Patrick and Melissa Kelly. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, sorry about that. We're just trying to figure out the Zoom buttons and everything.
Yeah, we seem to be having some technical difficulty. It's usually a little smoother than this. So
Start video.
Here we go.
Turn video now. Hi.
Hi.
How's it going?
Great, thanks. If you just hold on, I was just waiting for the representative for Goodspeed Estates to possibly appear. And
Okay.
Stephanie is here. Mr. Prue, are you here?
I think Goodspeed Estates is broken into 2 separate agenda items. One, I think we're here representing lot 7, but I think also there, Mr. Prue might be representing the landscape portion.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Well, in that case, are you the landowner or are you?
Yeah, so my wife and I, we currently signed a purchase and sale agreement on lot 7 in Goodspeed. Basically, the reason why we're attending this meeting, through the help of Stephanie and Suzanne over the last few weeks, we pulled together some required documents to basically, hopefully get pre-approval on our architectural design that we're hoping to build in lot 7. Before we fully close on the land, just to ensure that the style house, the location, and anything else, any other questions that you need answered, we can come back with any information you need to give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down on your thoughts for our lot.
Yeah, I don't think it should be that complicated. So let's see. Why don't we'll look at we can look at the materials you have submitted, through our agenda link, and we'll kind of check.
Right. It's in permanized.
The agenda link that we don't have. Suzanne, is there?
It's application number 60 in permanized.
Okay.
It's under 345.
Oh, I think Stephanie can do that. Okay, she's moving her hand.
Right.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, maybe Stephanie has it. Good.
Oh, wow. All right, nice. So, see this? Now, Stephanie, can you show us the locus of this on the okay, thank you.
That's the street.
And there are some architectural plans here.
Correct. Following this.
Just clicking through.
And so because we haven't finalized every last detail with our builder yet, we wanted to provide an exterior rendering, from our architect's website. We are going to stick with this color scheme in general. I'm not sure if that matters to the board or not, with a white exterior and the dark shutters. The only thing that might change is the color of the front door and the garage doors, but not by very much. We just know the front door won't be red.
Yeah, the color shouldn't matter, I don't think, in my opinion.
Okay.
How many square feet are you, will the home be?
It's going to be just over 2,700 square feet. I think 2,758 or somewhere in that ballpark.
Yep. So how many bedrooms is that?
It's 4 bedrooms.
Peter, there are additional plans.
Yeah, if Stephanie can scroll down.
Yeah, I did look at them quickly. Stephanie, you can click through. Maybe we'll look.
Is the left elevation what is going to be facing the drive when you, on the site plan, it looked like you approach it from the side face?
It is, yeah. And originally we had the garage on the right-hand side of the house, but with the guidance of our surveyor, he mentioned that it would fit the grading a lot better if we mirrored the house essentially and had the garage on the left-hand side, because the grading at the top end of the lot or towards the upper portion of the staked off foundation limit was higher by a few feet than the lower side closer to the cul-de-sac. And so his recommendation was, because the main floor of the house, typically you step down from that into the garage. He thought, from a drainage, grading and overall standpoint, mirroring the house would fit the lot a lot better. And so that's why we decided to flip it around. So to answer your question, yes, if you're approaching the house from the cul-de-sac in the common driveway, the garage will be facing, or the left side of the house will be facing towards the cul-de-sac.
So Stephanie, is it possible to just see that left side elevation again? Is it possible to just see the site plan again?
No, Stephanie, can you flip back to the site plan, please?
All right, and do you mind just scrolling just so I can see where the cul-de-sac is in relationship to the driveway? Okay. I mean, so I don't personally have any issue with the house. It seems like a nice design choice, and I think it would fit in with the plans we've already approved. My only comment would be that given that you are approaching on the left-hand side, and although it is seems like a long driveway, that left face presents more, I think there's opportunities to have more of a front elevation on that left face. So I think there's an opportunity to maybe not have that door into the garage, or make that door seem more front elevation appropriate, or maybe add more windows, or maybe have more trim than you would have had, or detail than you would have had, under normal conditions when the side elevation isn't really that visible. But given that that's basically what you're probably going to catch some of the front face too, so that's good. But it looks like it's pretty perpendicular, so I'm just thinking that might be my only comment that I'd like to
point, Debbie. Yeah, I mean, if it were just even like kind of on an angle, it would sort of have the catch the front of the building as with it would be a little more solar oriented, but.
So is it more so, you would think if it was slanted, meaning it was angled a tiny bit more towards the cul-de-sac, you would kind of catch the left side of the house plus the front of the house? Is that my understanding?
Yeah, kind of like when you're your side profile, like the corner. But Yeah, I mean, Deb, do you think that's a reasonable, board members, is that a reasonable suggestion, or is that sort of going a little too far as far as?
Well, one thing I think we have to think about is the limit where the tree clearing is going to be. You see how it stays pretty tight near the roadway. So I wonder, I don't know the size of those trees there, but I wonder what the visibility will actually be from Goodspeed, or if you'll more just see the driveway, because it's
yeah, I'm trying to remember that.
Maybe 180 feet away.
Yeah, right. Patrick and Melissa, is that lot also cleared like the other lots are, or is that one still have sort of wooded in the back corner?
Not 100% cleared, yeah.
But is the front area all cleared?
The only area that's cleared right now is basically where the driveway is going to be. But you know, I think it was Chris's point, it is more narrow there, and then it kind of opens up as we get into within the siltation barrier for lot 7 and 8.
All right.
So, you know, once the planting goes back in and things grow in, will you have a direct view of the house? I'm not 100% sure.
All right.
But, you know, we're not going to be clearing anything else outside of that pre-approved conservation siltation barrier. You know, we don't want to start anything up there. We're trying to keep everything within the original foundation staking. You can see it's the upside down L shape, and then also keep it kind of centered within the siltation barrier as well.
I mean, I think the other option would be if you didn't want to slightly rotate it. And I mean, I do think maybe rotating it just a little bit so that you do catch some of the front face may be to your benefit, just in terms of like home ownership and the way the house, you know, the street presence that the house has when you approach it, and the value therefore associated maybe with your first impression of the house, which has nothing to do with the planning board at all. But I think the other thing you could do is just, like I said, maybe treat your left elevation a little bit more the way you would treat your front elevation.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Oh, I thought Stephanie was going to talk.
I will.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, she's back on.
Okay. If you can. Okay.
We can hear you now.
Oh.
No.
Speaking
Yeah, I think you weren't on mute accidentally.
Oh.
No, that's her. So, I guess, so next steps for us here, I guess, to put it bluntly, are these recommendations that would, you know, you think down the road make it easier for us to go through other types of approvals? I mean, I think they're both fair call outs, both the one on potentially angling house a little bit more. We can definitely talk to our surveyor and see what he thinks about, as long as we stay within that foundation staked off zone. You know, his concern was once we go out of there, we're changing the approval limits given by conservation on the initial approval. But also if he feels like we really should not angle it and we're better off the way we are now.
I know, I can't interrupt him talking though.
Maybe enhancing the front facing left side of the house, maybe with a few windows or something.
Well, I mean, I think as far as, you know, this review process shouldn't have any weighting on the building permit, or except for the fact that, you know, we have to finish through with us to get a building permit, or your septic. I'm not sure what other approvals there might be, but I mean, they're not really linked to what we're doing, except that we're just
Excuse me, Peter, can I just interrupt for a second? Stephanie is asking if you could promote her to panelist.
Oh yeah, sure. I could if I were.
You're a co-host now.
Oh, am I really here? Okay. Let's see. See if I can find her. Oh, hold on.
You have to promote her.
Find her.
Under the attendees.
Yep. I'm gonna make her a co-host. I'm gonna make her a host.
He's trying.
Let's make her a co-host just in case.
Yes, a co-host would be good. Thank you, Peter.
But let's see if she has any audio.
It still says she's an attendee right now.
Yeah, I'll try again.
He's trying.
Well, no, I'll make her host permission, so she is a co-host right now. I can make her a host, but then I'll lose my power.
Definitely is still a panelist, sorry.
Yeah, did you do it in the, everything's lowercase Stephanie Danielson?
Just clicking right on her three dots
Under
there,
attendees, you could make her a host.
right over here. So panel, there she is. More. At the top.
Oh,
Stephanie, try unmuting yourself now. Oh, I see. There's two of her there.
that's okay.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so,
Welcome.
all right, I'm going to,
Susan, you might have to mute.
So now, Stephanie, what you need to do is you have to turn off the sound on one of your devices so that we don't hear the echo every time you speak.
there we go.
Yes.
And you can hear me now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, my goodness.
Mhm.
I apologize for that.
Okay.
Okay.
It's okay.
Yeah. Did you hear what we were discussing here with the kind of?
I heard a bit of it, but I was really trying to get reestablished here, so.
Yeah,
Can you
Deb
see-
had kind of
yeah.
pointed out, that the kind of the side of the garage and house faces more faces the road, and we considered that it could maybe be rotated a little bit to face the road at an angle, or
Right, so it's visible. One of the questions I heard was about visibility, and was that around the cul-de-sac or as you get into the site?
I think it was more will the house even be visible from the road at all?
I actually think it will be a bit.
I think so, too.
It's pretty clear around through here right now,
Yes.
but then when you get up here, it's still wooded. They haven't really started to clear yet. Right, Patrick? I mean, you've been to the lot, right?
They've done I would say within the siltation barrier, the pre-approved work limit. My guess, don't quote me on this, I'd say they've probably cleared maybe 85% of it. It's not graded flat or anything like that. It was just, I believe they removed the trees, and there's still some piles of trees and things like that. But lot 8, it seems like they've cleared a little bit of it to the right-hand side where your cursor was a minute ago. But we were mostly focused on lot 7 on the left side.
Right.
But yeah, that was the question earlier. It was, with the narrow driveway and the fact that we will not be clearing anything outside of that siltation barrier on the left or right side of the driveway. What's it going to be like when it grows in? Does the facing of the house matter as much? And I think that's kind of where we.
So board members, I mean, do you think we should just approve this design concept and just with the suggestion that they look into angling the home or to, kind of enhance the sight lines or the solar orientation? Is that?
I think that makes sense. And I looking at it, I see a couple of options here that I think would make it attractive, both for the property owners, and then anyone coming up the drive, and until the time that it starts to clear in, fill in.
And I think just maybe kind of as this being the first review that we've had for a home on this, I think we'd point out that even though it's a rather sort of larger size home, it's a large lot, whereas some of the other lots are not even close to that size. So
that's true.
So this home fits within the scale of the lot. I mean, the house, this one could almost be twice as big, and it would still fit in the scale of the lot. So
right.
A little different case than some of the other smaller lots might be going as this development moves forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 2 homes that they pre-approved for lot 7 and 8, I think were both 5 bedrooms. And as you mentioned, the footprint, the reason that pre-approved, staked foundation area is the way it is because it was a much larger L-shaped footprint. So we've actually reduced the overall footprint.
Oh, I see. Oh, that was your pre-approved conservation footprint, right? I see. All right. So
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And Peter, I think that if this house and orientation were on one of the lots that were, more closely situated towards the roadway, it also maybe would be a different conversation.
Yes, yeah, we'll just have that on the record now so that it's clear, I think. So thank you for agreeing with that. Well, is there any
Make a motion to approve lot 8 for Weber Farm.
Second.
And what you're approving of is the house design.
The architectural, review.
Yep. Stephanie, are there any hands raised or anything? Can you see anything? Okay.
Nope.
Nope. Okay. All in favor? DeShane, aye.
Stetson,
Anderson,
aye.
aye.
No, Sarah guy.
Okay, the motion passes. Hope you enjoy your new home.
Thank you so much. We appreciate your time tonight.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. All right, great. Let's move on to another review. Actually, no, let's move on to back to the landscape plan. Kind of
and we haven't, so that's just an update from me. You'll remember at the last meeting, the board members asked for additional detail. They wanted to see heights on the stone walls, the length of the stone wall. I had asked to see true native species. They were proposing cultivars. I did talk with Dan Farron, who is one of the project proponents. He called me the other day. He wanted to get some clarification on what was needed. So they're in the process of doing that. So we don't have that tonight to look at, but they are working on it.
Okay, yes. So hopefully they have a landscape plan that we can review, a few days before the next meeting.
The next meeting, yes.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so next we have Weber Farm Lot 8 architectural review. Is there a member of a proponent that would like to speak with us on this?
Sam is.
Mr. Schofield, would you please unmute yourself? Oh, thank you.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Hello, yes.
Okay. This is my name is Sam Schofield. I'm from Doug King Builders. And I'm here presenting. This is Lot 8 Weber Farm. You may remember that a few weeks ago, or probably a month and a half ago, I was here for Lot 6. Right after we received that approval for Lot 6 architectural design, a buyer approached us for Lot 8. So we've now put Lot 6 on hold and are looking to start this foundation on Lot 8. This is a 3-bedroom house. You see it's kind of similar. It was the front elevation was on Lot 3 with a couple little changes to it. The footprint of the house is different from Lot 3. It has a bigger master bedroom on the first floor. And then we reconfigured the living room area inside. But you can see the front features are staying with what we had done on Lot 3. I also include the site plan on the last page showing its orientation on the lot. And also, as before, as we've made sure the bulkhead is shown on there, what is on the southern side of the house. That's that box with a line through it, showing that we meet all the offsets. That's pretty much what I have. Does anyone have any questions?
Board
You want me to go back to the elevations?
Is it my imagination, or are these getting bigger and bigger as they fit on these lots?
No, this one's about the same. We've been running in the 2,800 square foot.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So,
maybe it's just the way it looked on my screen.
Because we are still these lots because they're of the
You
width.
want me to go back? Oops. I'm back.
And
this one does look, I think it's because of the shape of the lot, Peter.
Okay.
It's you definitely need to fit it a little differently.
But I mean, it's not enormous. And I mean, I grew up on Columbus Ave, and the homes were close together.
Yeah, and it's more of a square than the other ones we've seen.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and there's some open space component to this, which was kind of the idea of the smaller lots, right? So, yeah. Yeah, and there's the metal roof in the front that coming kind of facing.
Yes,
down.
it does. It is metal roof over the garage on the right-hand side.
Okay. And what about the roof over the front door?
That's metal.
Okay, yeah. Any board members?
Stephanie, can you go to the second floor? Is that window above the garage usable space, or is that more aesthetics?
That space is not usable, the one over that particular garage. There will be a door on the right-hand side that where you see that that room there for a future it's unfinished.
What do you want me to go to?
I don't know, kind of all of them, I guess.
Yeah, if you go back
At one time, yeah.
If you go back
okay,
to the
so
first
this
page,
is
yeah.
Okay.
What's the tour of the home, please? Okay.
So if you scroll, go down, you'll see that elevation. So the one on the right-hand side, you see the two double windows there, the double windows, that's the room there.
Yep. Okay. So that little left roof's just decoration.
Correct.
We'll have to get some 3D drawings.
Well, it might turn it could be a fun little play area or someone figured out a way to fix it for their kids. All right.
Looks good to me.
Anyone else? Any members of the public care to comment?
Hey, Sam, any reason why the triple, I don't know if those are awning windows on that, I can't see what, no, it's not the front elevation. It's
on the rear elevation. So the buyer, so you see one there on the side elevation, there's a triple over there. That's in the bathroom.
Yep.
On the, where the garage.
Oh, okay.
We talking these?
No, on the other right-hand side, Stephanie, as you go across. Yeah, right there. So that's inside the master, that's actually above the vanity in the master bathroom. And then when you go to the rear of the house, there's three above the master bedroom, those three there on the left side. That's above the mat where they envision their bed to be, with the two flanking windows.
So the ones on the side elevation are not aligned with the others just for privacy, or?
I think they kept them up because of the mirror over vanity. Because the other window that you see that's not aligned, that is above the toilet. So in the bath, they have like a little door going into the bathroom area, into the toilet area, to keep it separate with a pocket door.
I think it's really minor. I basically think that the house seems in keeping with the style and look of the neighborhood. So I don't have any objection. I guess if I was being super nitpicky, yeah, I'd rather see it aligned. And I maybe wouldn't mind seeing a window to the left of the front elevation. But that being said, I'm in, I don't have any, I think that the plans look good the way they are. I think that I don't have any negative comments.
Yeah, and the reason we didn't put the window not next to the left of the front door was if you look at the floor plans, there's two closets right there when you walk in.
That's what I was trying to see. Yeah, when the plan, it looked like there was maybe, I didn't know if there was not enough space there to do anything.
Yeah, between the closet and then when you go into the office that's there's a closet on that side, so that takes up that wall right there.
And did you calculate the height based on the building height requirements that we have?
Yeah, I think that's the dotted line right there, right?
Yeah. So let me zoom in on that. That's
no, we don't want to miss that with Greg not here.
So to the mean roof height, which is it's 24.
7 1/4.
I want to say 24, 7 1/4. Let me, but it's 24, 24.7 1/4.
Oh, 25. No.
Yeah.
So it's probably 24 feet 7, right? Almost 25 feet.
Right.
And the calculation is based on the side setbacks. Is that, as long as the fronts seem to be fine?
Right.
So we
I'll
would-
make a
Yep, go ahead. Deb.
motion to,
So it would be, right, this complies with the bylaw.
Okay,
Second,
all in favor? DeShane, aye.
Stetson, I.
Anderson, I.
Ralph Sarek, aye.
Okay. Motion
Great,
passes.
thank you.
Thank you, Sam. Have a good evening.
Have a good night.
You do board minutes first, or you like to do the ZBA request for comment?
ZBA.
ZBA, all right, Chris. Get right into it. So we have variance, 20-1610 Church Street. Looks like there is a link to the plan, or it might be right in the packet. There it is. So this is the commercial building near the intersection of Church and Depot Street. Is that correct?
Yes, yes, it is. Very close. And this depicts where the sign, where they want to locate it. And the variance is for the distance from, is the setback distance. It's just 5 feet.
Yeah, I mean, I just thought if the sign weren't quite as wide, I mean, it wouldn't get covered in snowbanks, but
Yeah,
it's not giant. I mean, I would just say that, and I just suggest that we would approve a sign this size and height not illuminated. Well, recommend, but I wouldn't want to just give kind of like a blanket variance for a sign to go in that location of any, the largest proportion possible. Anyone else have any ideas about this one?
What was
They were-
the, what was the justification for the need for a variance here?
well, it's the setback, the road is right there, the right of way is right there. And you can see that on the plan here. I'll zoom in a
It
little
is a
bit.
very tight,
What's,
and
right, but
sort of
why are they, I
awkward.
mean, there are all sorts of criteria that you have to hit in order to be entitled to a variance. What is the justification here?
I think they'll go with geographic and that the structure and the way the site was developed and located, it's the proximity of the road doesn't give them a lot of room. I have kind of mixed feelings about it, but there were no adverse comments from the building inspector / zoning enforcement officer. And there were no adverse comments from the DPW.
I mean, yeah, I mean, Robert has a good point. I would consider, whether it's kind of detrimental to more entering a residential kind of countryish neighborhood, or if it's, I mean, the applicant kind of pointed out that their vendors or customers can find the property easily so that they don't have to pass and then turn around in someone's driveway. But
Right.
I don't know if they elaborated to that extent. Whether that's really valid or not, I'm not sure.
I do think that lot though is in a really tricky situation, and isn't it just right adjacent to that like daycare center, which is a commercial property? Like I forget what it's called, like Creative
mean-
World or something
Yeah,
like
so
that.
there's a wooded section with a driveway, and then Creative World, you're right, is right there, and then
On Depot
there's
Street
more
though,
apartments.
right?
And then Bay State Florida is behind that almost.
No, it's yeah, I guess it is on Depot Street actually. Yeah, and but this is like you can clearly see this building from Depot Street, but like I could see how it would be awkward to locate a sign because it's visible yet it's sort of on a strange angle and there's not a lot of front yard. But is this sign, is there any indication if what kind of sign it is, or just the sizes and the?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It looks like it could be intended to be a light box, but if we were to, I would hope that we would mention maybe.
We currently have 2 signs on the building on both ends.
Yeah, you can see that.
Suzanne, do you
With
know,
their
I
symbol on it.
don't see where it indicates that it's an illuminated sign.
I don't believe it is.
Yeah, I didn't think.
In looking at this, I always thought it was just a flat wooden
Oh, right.
or vinyl, it could be vinyl.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be up to the Board of Appeals anyways, but I mean, if they just approved any sign in that location 5 feet from the road and down the line, someone decided to put it as high and big and bright as possible, then, that would,
They'd have to come back.
only if the Board of Appeals may put some sort of, conditions on, within their variance, I suppose. I'm not sure.
Is there no freestanding sign out there now? I can't recall.
Nope, just a mailbox.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's what, 5 feet wide? Is that the?
Yes.
Yep. 5 feet by 3 feet.
Well, we could recommend that the sign be reduced just somewhat, instead of like 3 by 5 to more like a 2 by 4, which I think at least still would be more signage than what they have and wouldn't take up the entire
Right.
grassy area.
What about like a maximum of like 4 by 4 up to a certain height and non-illuminated?
Yeah. I think I would be in favor of recommending something like that.
I think that would be plenty of sign size so that people can see it and not drive by the
Yeah, I would agree.
while still drawing attention to its presence for potential customers to a certain extent.
And even, I think this was the point I was trying to make. If they wanted this to be an illuminated sign, after they received their variance, if they received their variance, they would still have to come to the planning board for approval of the illuminated sign.
Yes. Yeah.
So the fact that you may be making some kind of recommendation to the zoning board of appeals does not alleviate them of that
Oh,
responsibility.
right. Oh, yes. Yeah. No, I see what you mean. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But and hopefully that's just part of the town process.
Right. Exactly. Yep.
So do we need to make a motion to recommend, or like Suzanne, you have enough information?
Can you just restate the size? I thought I heard 4 feet, up to 4 feet by 4 feet, but could you restate?
Okay. With everyone? Or 4 by 3 is fine too. That sounds something small.
But you said a maximum of 5 by 4.
Oh, 4 by 4.
I thought 4 by 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, up to a height
That's
of,
right, 4 by 4.
yeah,
Yep.
up to a height of whatever height it's at right now.
Up to 60, height of it 60.
Yeah, no, I mean like maximum height.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 48 inches as the maximum height. Isn't that what you're saying, Peter, or no?
Oh, well, I meant the size of the sign could be
up to 4 feet.
4 by 4, but it can only go so high, so that
Yeah.
turn into a pillar sign or something like that.
And what they're showing right now is that that's 5 feet, which actually is pretty high. It doesn't look that.
Oh yeah, 60. Yeah, so and that's okay. I mean, that'll get them over. We were talking about the snowbank. They'll get over the snowbanks and at least
Yeah.
show up.
So a maximum of 60 inches, which is what's shown.
And
Do you take a vote?
yeah, why don't we vote just because what if someone disagreed, or it would just might as well have a practice of voting. I think is a little better. So. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to recommend a sign that is in maximum of 4 feet wide by 4 feet tall at a maximum height of 60 inches.
Second.
All in favor? DeShane, aye.
Anderson,
House Derek, aye.
That's a nay.
Could
Not enough of a hardship for you?
Give us a little part of an argument.
This doesn't meet, I mean, even looking at the lot shape, this doesn't meet the requirements for a variance in my opinion. And I just personally, I don't love the idea of having just the sign out there so close to the road in what is largely a residential neighborhood. But I do recognize what you guys are talking about. It does, and it is coming into a commercial area. So I'm not, you know.
I mean,
I don't need
you
to
could
be
have argued with us a little bit, though. Could have made it.
No, but I think you guys are fine with the recommendation. So I didn't want to push it too much.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
I feel the same way sometimes when it's, you know, yeah. Okay. Well, anyways, next one is special permit number ZBA request for comments. Special permit number 20-1533 Robert Drive. This one is.
This is a special permit for the Starbucks,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
For the drive-through. So they'll be coming to the planning board once they get their approval for the special permit.
And just the drive-through, yeah, and the drive-through itself is the special, what requires a special permit.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
And this is a business, we rezoned this to business zone from industrial zone a few years ago. That
yes.
happened.
Yes. And you know, this is the vacant lot, the last lot at the Highland Plaza.
Oh, so it's like between the supermarket and Target, that one?
Yeah, yes, it is. So.
Seems like a good spot for it.
Well.
And there is an elevation too.
Where's yeah, I'll show that in a minute. Mm-hmm. So yeah, north's that way. So essentially, I think this is the roadway. Yes, this is the roadway and Target and.
I mean, I'm really fine with this one. It's a decent sized lot. It's a drive-through. It's a Starbucks. You know, I mean, I don't know really what else there is to.
One of my comments, and certainly I'll make this when it comes for site plan review, is that they far exceed the number of required parking spaces.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure that they really need them. I'd like them to explain why they feel they need so many here. You know, the Starbucks on Belmont Street in Brockton needs parking spaces because they're sharing that whole, when they were at one end of the plaza, it was a constrained area. There was a lot of activity. And even where they are now, there's still a lot of activity within that plaza. But
I don't even go to that one anymore because it's such a pain. I like the smaller one better. I can always at least find a parking spot. Now I don't bother going.
I did, I agree with you.
You did too?
But yeah. I think this is, so, I think that's something, again, with so much parking in the area that I'm not sure they need all of it.
But, and like leave some extra green space or landscape.
Right, yes, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, Chris. Because I think, because you'd be approaching the parking lot, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yes.
And I think
you
that
can almost wipe out that whole right side of parking as you're coming in.
And I think to some extent, you have to think of that intersection as being, it's not really the entrance to the apartments beyond or to Target, but it does, it is sort of a powerful piece of landscape in that corner. And so I think if there was a way to, soften it or improve it in a way that was not pavement, that would be positive.
All right. Well, this is just for the drive-through, so we could recommend it and say we look forward to reviewing landscaping and parking and other site amenities.
That's a good
at
point.
At our regular planning and zoning board meeting.
Sounds good.
Makes sense.
Do we need to vote on this, or are we good?
A vote is good.
Okay, we can just be good, unless anyone wants to say. No. Okay. All right. Next. ZBA request for comment, special permit number 20-22503 Foundry Street.
And you folks already did the site plan review on this at the last meeting. This is from McGuire's permanently being allowed for outdoor dining for the 36 seats.
Yeah, that would be kind of sneaky if we didn't.
It would be kind of mean.
Well, you could say, well, the site plan was fine, but this variance, I mean, a special permit, I don't know. Robert started telling us about these special permit criteria, and
Yeah, maybe he should review it first.
I like it. I'm a thumbs up.
I'm just kidding. All right, thanks. So it was, yeah. Oh, so it's to expand the outdoor dining permanently.
Yes. Yep.
And there's more.
Any more discussion? Should we have Neil call us so you can see what's going on over there live? No.
I think Suzanne.
We have photos.
Sorry,
I did look at this. Did they indicate the hours of operation? We talked about that at the site plan review. And I
Well,
think
now they'll be mandated by the governor, right?
Yeah.
Well, it will be, but it is under the
Oh, this is
COVID executive order. However, he's seeking a permanent. So I think even in the decision for the site plan review, because I believe what he said.
It's in the minutes.
Yeah, like I think it was 11 o'clock. Once they're allowed to return to normal operations, non-COVID operations. So
is it 11 or is it, that's 11 or is that your recollection?
That's my recollection.
Okay.
I know it's in the minutes, which follows this.
Oh, okay.
It's in the minutes under the hours, discuss the hours in the minutes, page 2.
The current hours of operation, 11 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. But that's, I mean, he's not looking for, said the hours during COVID are 10:30 to 8:30.
Yeah.
Maybe we didn't solidify that.
Stated what the normal operation business hours would be.
Right.
I mean, I think that like in the current siting and area of businesses, that I don't see that it would present an issue if it was similar to their operation hours. I think under our proposed districts that we're doing, that if there were to be a mix of residential units, that might need to be revisited. 11 o'clock outside could be late if that area has residential above or adjacent. But I think in the current.
Yeah, I mean, because we probably will see some coming up eventually, that will have, at least maybe like a single family residence behind them or something like that. And
Well, you're going to have the foundry development. I mean, the sawmill development is, gosh.
Oh, the condos.
That's a ways down the street.
Yeah, that's farther down. I'm
I
thinking
mean,
more
yeah,
like.
I don't think
it's not like it's not like it's a bar area or a place where they're talking about live music at this point. I don't see it as much of an issue right now, but Deb's point is well taken. I mean, maybe there should be a recommendation that there's a reevaluation, every couple of years or something.
Yeah, like if this became all like residential above or yeah, I mean,
right, yeah, I see. Yeah, well, residential above, that would be. I mean, really, the closest one, if you look at the map, it's Gaslight Lane has a condo unit grouping about, let's say a few hundred feet away from the back, but in the building.
yeah, I'm not even worried about that really. I'm thinking more like if this property were to become further developed or something.
I don't really know how to handle that. I don't know if they should condition it based on that probability, that possibility.
I'm okay recommending this as is.
Yeah, I think that's what I'd prefer.
I think it could be addressed just if there were an issue or complaint in the future, that it would obviously potentially, I mean, I don't know, like let's just say.
Well, presumably they're gonna, I mean, I don't know. that we'll be able to deal with this tonight, but presumably there are going to be some sort of noise issues addressed in the special permit. I would imagine.
And I mean, if you put apartments over and, you know, an Irish restaurant or an Irish pub or whatever, I mean, that's hopefully the people that are moving there understand that they live on top of a, you know, a bar restaurant.
Sure.
Right.
I mean, it's just kind of the way it is. I mean, if you move to the city, you don't say, well, you know, what if the barber shop down there, you know, turns into a, you know, a restaurant? I'm not sure what they do, but it doesn't really apply to us anyway. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a point well taken. I think it can probably be addressed other ways, and I'm okay with recommending this now, as is. I'll make a motion to recommend.
A second.
Am I muted?
Oh, I'll second it if I have to.
Second? Sorry, I thought
It's all right. All in favor, DeShane, aye.
That's an aye.
Anderson, aye.
Val Sarah guy.
Okay, meeting minutes. I did review these quickly, but
Make a motion to approve the meeting minutes.
Second?
all in favor?
Stetson, aye.
DeShane, aye.
Anderson, aye.
Val Sarah guy.
Stephanie, any updates that you'd like to fill in for the chair updates?
No, not really. Let's see what's happening. The select board voted to recommend all the zoning articles last Monday night. Greg and I were at that meeting, and tomorrow night we are on the finance. I think it's tomorrow night, the finance committee's meeting where they will consider and we expect vote to recommend. And I think Greg mentioned at the last meeting that we were going to do an ECAT session talking about the articles, you know, to try to help promote them and have people understand what they're about and what the intent and purpose was. And we did that last Thursday. So makes for great primetime TV watching.
Yeah. Did any of the public attendees here have any questions while you're with us? No? All right, well, in that case, I guess we're finished up.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, DeShane, aye.
Stetson, aye. Nice job tonight, Peter.
Anderson, aye.
Val Sarah guy.
Making it fun. All right, great, guys.
Stephanie, well wishes to your husband.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you. Thank
Yes.
you.
Ditto.
Same.
Yeah,
Thank you.
a fun time to deal. So hopefully he's great. Okay.
Yeah.
Goodbye,
All
everyone.
right. Good
All right,
night.
good night.
Good night.